the headlines for this hour on VTV News. Prime Minister suggests Vietnam-Canada further tap cooperation potential. The seminar spotlight historical value and contemporary significance of Dien Bien Phu victory. In a war news, Turkey arrests multiple terror suspects.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Hello, it's 8 a.m. local time in Hanoi. You're watching VTV News. Prime Minister Phie on March 27 suggested Vietnam and Canada maximize their potential both bilaterally and multilaterally to boost their development cooperation. At the reception in Hanoi for Canadian Minister of Export Promotion, International Trade and Economic Development, Nguyen, who is leading a Canadian trade mission to Vietnam, the Prime Minister said her visit has contributed to consolidating the comprehensive partnership between the two countries. Nguyen said that the delegation comprises more than 300 people, including representatives from 70 leading Canadian businesses, noting the number demonstrates their interest in the Vietnamese market. Canada is Vietnam's third largest trade partner in North America, and Vietnam is Canada's biggest trade partner in the Association of South Asian Nations, ASEAN, she added. The Prime Minister asked Nguyen to convey his wishes in regards to his Canadian counterpart, Justin Trudeau, and his invitations to the Prime Minister to soon visit Vietnam to elevate the relationship to a new height. Prime Minister Phie on March 27 hosted a reception for Thai Ambassador Nguyen Balankura, who came to bid farewell to the Vietnamese government's leader at the end of his tenure. The Prime Minister expressed his hope that Nguyen Balankura, in his new positions, will continue making contributions to the cooperation between the two nations. The Prime Minister thanked the Thai site for renovating relic site dedicated to President Ho Chi Minh in Thailand, handling legal issues for Vietnamese expatriates, and creating favorable conditions for the building of Vietnam Town, the first of its kind in the world in Thailand. The Thai ambassador, for his part, thanked competent agencies in Vietnam for helping him complete his missions and spoke highly of Vietnam's achievements over the past time. He affirmed that both nations hold huge cooperation potential, particularly in the field of trade and investment, adding Thailand wants to be a leading investor in Vietnam. Under the leadership of National Assembly Chairman Vương Đình Huệ, full-time National Assembly deputies discussed and commented on the number of contentious issues related to the draft law on road traffic order and safety. More to follow.
While discussing the development of the law, the delegates expressed various opinions on the regulation prohibiting road traffic participation for those with alcohol concentrations in their blood or breath.
I agree that alcohol concentration should be completely banned for at least the next 5 years to change people's habits of drinking while driving vehicles.
For example, people from certain ethnic groups may not be able to fully comply with this regulation due to their cultural characteristics. It is recommended that we review and design penalties according to a roadmap to gradually form a habit among people of not consuming alcohol when participating in traffic.
Regarding the auction of license plates, some deputies agreed to include this content in the draft law on road traffic safety and order, based on a thorough summary and evaluation after the pilot period. Some proposed expanding the auction to include license plates for passenger cars, trucks, and motorbikes.
I suggest that we should not extend the auction to license plates for other types of vehicles. Additionally, we should adopt a thorough assessment of social impacts and cultural aspects when legislating this regulation.
We have seen positive results while piloting the auctioning of car number plates. Therefore, we should apply this auction method to license plates for other means of transportation.
On the same day, deputies expressed diverse opinions on several issues related to the draft law on defense, security industries, and industry mobilization.
On March 27, National Assembly Chairman Dien received a delegation of U.S. congressmen led by Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, chair of the Senate Armed Services Subcommittee on Emerging Threats and Capabilities. National Assembly Chairman expressed his gratitude for the active cooperation between the Vietnamese National Assembly and the U.S. legislature. He emphasized the importance of upgrading Vietnam-United States relations to a comprehensive strategic partnership. He also expressed hope that the visiting U.S. congressmen will collaborate with relevant authorities to deepen legislative cooperation between the two legislatures. National Assembly Chairman suggested that the two sides continue to cooperate in areas such as artificial intelligence, semiconductors, energy convergence, and high-performance sports. He's proposed the establishment of mechanisms for regular dialogue, exchange, and contact across all channels. He also asked that the U.S. continue to prioritize support for Vietnam in overcoming the consequences of war and climate change. National Assembly Chairman Dien on Tuesday evening had an intimate meeting with outstanding dignitaries and officials of the religions, ethnic groups, intellectuals of Hanoi. More to follow.
National Assembly Chairman Dien emphasized that the meeting bore the spirit of great national solidarity thanks to the presence of all deputies from all walks of life. Affirming the important position and role of Hanoi, the National Assembly revealed that the amended capital law project would be under consideration for approval at the 7th session. It's crucial to finalize institutional improvement to develop the capital comprehensively and synchronously, meeting the requirements of rapid and sustainable development.
Highlights the capital's outstanding special mechanisms, with a focus on decentralization for the capital. This law bears specific policies that can be implemented immediately. We also agree with Hanoi Municipal People's Committee to finalize the Hanoi Capital Planning and the project of adjusting the general planning of Hanoi Capital in the 7th session. These plans must be approved the Prime Minister's government, but the National Assembly must give comments. Presenting these two plans at the same time will create a very large legal framework for the Hanoi to develop and prosper.
National Assembly Chairman also urged the Fatherland Front continue to promote the power of the Great National Unity Bloc, especially mobilizing religious organizations, dignitaries, and followers to take part in respect, equality, and solidarity. From there, continue to promote the development of capital Hanoi on par with other capitals of developed countries in the region.
Trương Thị Mai, member of the Politburo, the Standing Committee of the Secretariat, and the head of the Central Organizing Committee, held a working session with the Vietnam Veteran Association on March 27th. During the meeting, she commended the association for its efforts, particularly in propagating the party's principles and policies, spearheading patriotic initiatives and significant campaigns, and consistently maintained vigilance in monitoring and critiquing activities which have contributed to addressing critical social issues. As a member of the Politburo, she proposed that moving forward, the association should further fortify its ideological foundations, strengthen its organization structure, and conduct a comprehensive review of over 2 decades of implementing Resolution 09 of the Ministry of Finance, aimed at reinforcing the party guidance over the endeavors of Vietnam veterans in the new revolutionary era. Acting State President Xuan hosted in Hanoi on March 27 a reception for World Bank Country Director for Vietnam, Carolene Turk, who came to bid farewell at the end of her tenure. At the meeting, the acting State President praised the World Bank's support for Vietnam's đổi mới or reform, saying it is one of Vietnam's 3 largest development partners and foreign loan providers. Such loans have been allocated to different areas and projects, contributing to raising Vietnamese people's living standards, she stressed. The acting state president hailed Turk's effort in boosting cooperation between Vietnam and the World Bank during her term and expressed her hope that Turk, in any position, will make more contributions to the implementations of joint commitments. Coming up next on VTV News, seminar spotlight historical value and contemporary significance of Dien Bien Phu victory. And Vietnam's operations of competitive wholesale electricity market.
When it comes to business, it's crucial to choose a smart location with global impact. And Vietnam might just be the location for you. Connect worldwide to advanced logistics networks. Smart hub for technology and innovation. A dynamic business ecosystem. An environment with a competitive edge.
The seminar, The Victory of Dien Bien Phu, Historical Value and Contemporary Significance, took place with over 70 presentations. All presentations continue to affirm Dien Bien Phu victory 70 years ago possesses historical significance and profound relevance, even in the modern nation buildings and defense efforts. More to follow.
The seminar affirms that the victory of Dien Bien Phu is the pinnacle of Vietnamese military art in the resistance against France. It manifested in all three areas: strategic leadership, art of campaigns and tactics. The country's party, led by President Ho Chi Minh, maximized the strength of the entire party, army, and people to, step by step, achieve significant victories in the arduous resistance war.
Putting our forces and the French's on the scale, it was incomparable. But President Ho Chi Minh was the one who dared to fight and called for the spirit of determination as support for the campaign. As a result, Vietnamese workers with rustic sandals defeated the most modern French aircraft.
How to utilize the immense power of national unity in the Dien Bien Phu campaign is also a very valuable lesson. It teaches us how to mobilize all resources and create the most favorable environment for all Vietnamese people to contribute to the nation building and defense with their respective capabilities.
Amid the complex and unpredictable world situation, the party and state continue to inherit and promote the values of the Dien Bien Phu victory, especially in determining military strategy, national defense, and safeguarding the fatherland.
On the lessons regarding political and spiritual factors of the Dien Bien Phu victory, we must promote education for officers and soldiers, foster high determination, spirit to accept and fulfill assigned tasks. This will help us build a compact and strong military.
The courage and intelligence of Vietnamese gained them the Dien Bien Phu victory in the past, and will continue to support the current and future efforts of building and defending the country.
Viettel Group became the second strongest telecommunication brand in the world, according to Brand Finance annual brand value ranking, reported the group on Tuesday. Viettel Brand Strength Index (BSI) reached 89.4 per 100, rated AAA, the highest level in years, and increased 4.2 points compared to 2023. The index is the most important factor creating Viettel's brand value of approximately $9 billion, helping the group maintain its positions as the #1 telecommunication brand in Southeast Asia, ranking at 9th place in Asia and promoted one spot in the world ranking to level 16. Currently, Viettel maintains its positions as the most comprehensive digital ecosystem provider today with 6 foundations areas: digital infrastructures, digital solutions, digital finance, digital content, cybersecurity, and high technology manufacturing. From July 1st, transferring money via online from $404 will have to apply biometric authentications. This is a decision of the State Bank of Vietnam to ensure the safety of online transactions. Therefore, many banks are actively implementing solutions applying biometric recognition technology, both ensuring safety and simplifying the customer identification process.
This woman can now open a bank account without having to go to a transaction counter. thanks to artificial intelligence technology for electronic identification and authentication.
With just your ID and facial recognition, you can open a bank account at any time and anywhere.
Every day, this bank records more than 50,000 customers opening new accounts and about 1 million transactions, of which online transactions account for more than 90%. The unit chooses to apply eKYC technology.
The number of eKYC transactions is increasing, which requires the upgrade of technology infrastructure.
There are currently about 100 banks, financial institutions, telecommunications, and online commerce using the eKYC electronic technology by VNPT. This is the first platform in Vietnam to surpass 1 billion identification and authentication requests, with an accuracy of up to 99.99%.
Our electronic identification and authentication system can process up to 3 million requests. We also serve some of the most stringent requirements in the banking sector, such as installing AI technology on the bank's own infrastructure.
Being self-sufficient in such technologies contributes to ensuring security within the scope of our sovereignty over digital space.
The rapid growth of cashless payments increases pressure on fraud prevention. With a high level of accuracy and security, AI in electronic identification is an inevitable trend and a mandatory requirement for financial institutions in Vietnam in the near future.
Power plants with installed capacity greater than 30 megawatt are responsible for completing registration procedures and can directly participate in the electricity market, while those using renewable energy with installed capacity greater than 10 megawatt have the right to choose to directly participate in the market. These are new points in the draft circular regulating Vietnam's competitive wholesale electricity market. However, the question is how to ensure fairness and transparency in mobilizing and regulating power sources.
From 2019 until now, there have been 108 power plants directly participating in bidding on the competitive wholesale electricity market. According to assessments, this ratio is quite low compared to the total system capacity.
An investor in electricity must make a profit, and the profit is based on two factors: price, and the maximum generated electricity output. However, we should pay attention to the level of investment risk.
It's essential to have innovative thinking, which allows representatives of power plants to negotiate with final consumers. EVN is not the only electricity buyer.
The requirement is to establish an equally competitive wholesale electricity market, as well as transparency in resource mobilization. The new regulations of the competitive wholesale electricity market indicate, for thermal power, the floor price is 1 VND per kilowatt-hour, while the ceiling price is determined annually, adjusted monthly. For hydropower, the floor price is 0 VND per kilowatt-hour, and ceiling price determined weekly.
We have adjusted the bidding cycle, and the dispatching cycle reduces from 60 minutes to 30 minutes and increases the number of bidding pairs from 5 bidding pairs to 10 bidding pairs, to better match the orientation of the direct electricity trading program.
We will have to innovate the way of accounting in electricity production and in the entire electricity supply chain. In 2024, we will correctly and fully calculate production costs, as well as transmission and distribution prices.
Thus, a transparent electricity mobilization price mechanism, ensuring market-based operations, will be effective solutions to attract investment in developing energy projects, thereby ensuring both users and investors can gain benefit.
Bến Tre province is working to supply fresh water to residents in areas affected by drought. Salinity has severely impacted a series of canals, disrupting the lives of local people. The water supplier is contemplating a plan to rent barges for transporting water from upstream. This water will be processed into clean water and then supplied to 8,000 households. For the past 2 months, the Dien River waters has had the highest level of salinity, rendering it unusable. Consequently, over 10,000 households have been using tap water with excessive salinity. It is predicted that this year's dry season will have 2 periods of saltwater intrusions in late March and early April. However, the salinity levels during these periods are expected to be lower. Coming up next in our war news, Turkey arrests multiple terror suspects. And Japanese yen falls to a 34-year low. Turkish authorities have arrested several suspects believed to be linked to the self-proclaimed Islamic State IS organizations in nationwide raid. Images from the arrest have just been released. The Turkish Interior Minister stated that simultaneous raids were conducted in 30 cities and 147 suspects have been arrested. The country pledges to continue operations against all terrorist groups, including IS. Ankara also announced readiness to cooperate with Moscow in the fight against terrorism, especially after the serious attack at the Crocus concert hall last week. The Chinese government has just issued a whitelist of private enterprises in need of capital. The whitelist is a project that recently became effective last week, supported by the state for private real estate developers in the need of 1.5 trillion, equivalent to $207.5 billion US. This is one of China's latest measures to expedite banks approved by new loans for cash-strapped private real estate companies. It is expected to help restore market confidence amid 8 consecutive months of declining new home prices. Most of China's leading banks are reluctant to expand real estate lending due to concerns about bad access quality and declining profits. Last year, commercial property sales decreased by 6.5% and real estate development investment decreased by 9.6%. There's an oversupply of housing in the market, especially in third and fourth tier cities. Some experts believe that investment in real estate and home sales will continue to contract this year and extend until the end of 2025. Contrary to many predictions, the Japanese yen continues to depreciate sharply on the Tokyo foreign exchange market following the Bank of Japan decisions to end its monetary easing policy. Investors expect the interest rate differential between the United States and Japan to widen as Bank of Japan will maintain a stable monetary environment and not hike interest rates further. Meanwhile, the U.S. Federal Reserve continues its tight monetary policies to curb inflation. The movement to sell the yen and buy the U.S. dollars spread as investors seek profits in currencies with higher interest rates. Speaking at a press conference on Wednesday, Japanese Finance Minister Suzuki stated that they are closely monitoring the forex market developments and will take appropriate measures to prevent excessive depreciation of the yen. The last time the Japanese government intervened in the foreign exchange market was in October 2022, when the yen fell close to 152 yen per US dollars. A French couple of para-athletes with similar circumstances are pursuing their shared passion for sport with a common goal, that is to win gold medals at the upcoming 2024 Summer Paralympic Games in Paris, France. In addition to their ambitions to win, their love for one another is also a big motivation for them to overcome everyday challenge.
Heloise Corvasia and Thibaut Rigaudot have been together for 8 years. They are both visually impaired athletes competing in the triathlon, which includes swimming, cycling, and running. Not only do they share joys, sorrows, and life's difficulties together, but their love also provides them with additional motivation to train hard.
Love brings even more motivation, helping us empathize more with each other. It's interesting because our two coaches are also a couple. Sometimes we have to train separately, but we still feel like we're part of the same team.
Aiming to win the gold medal at the 2024 Paralympics in August and September, the athlete couple dedicates up to 20 hours per week to individual training. Despite their busy schedules, they make an effort to spend time together to support each other.
We've been runners-up in the World Championship twice. Therefore, our goal at the 2024 Paralympics is the gold medal. Even if we win silver or bronze, we'll still feel great.
The young couple first met in 2016 at a physiotherapy class in Paris. They both stumbled upon the triathlon competition by chance. Tibor, a former visually impaired football player, wanted to challenge himself in a new arena. He was the one who later encouraged Heloise, a former passionate rower, to start conquering the triathlon race for visually impaired athletes. The spirit and determination of the young couple are being tested and elevated as they pursue their big dream at the Paralympics.
And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's it for this hour on VTV News. To rewatch the program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download our mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.